What's up, you guys? It's Ben and welcome back to my channel where we talk about everything there is relating to selling on Amazon. So, given the fact that over the last couple of weeks we've had a bunch of new subscribers who are looking to start selling on Amazon, a lot of them I realized don't have much money to start. With all of my viewers, I always tell them that you need to at least have £1,000 to start an Amazon FBA private label business. But what can you do if you just don't have that kind of money saved up at the moment? And that's exactly what I'll be speaking about today. I'm going to give you a few ideas what you can do if you're serious about selling on Amazon in the long term, but you're strapped for cash. I will give you some ideas, some options, something for you to potentially get involved in over the next couple of months to raise that money up effectively over £1,000, and then you can start selling on Amazon via the private label route, exactly like I did. Because when I started off with £1,200, and it is a struggle, and with low money you do have much less opportunity and options out there. However, you have to start somewhere. And also, guys, with that being said, I do also have a giveaway. Helium 10, basically, given the fact that Black Friday has just gone past, is giving me one voucher code for 2 months free Helium 10 subscription. So those of you guys that don't know what Helium 10 is, it's a product research tool where we use to find the best possible products to sell on Amazon FBA. And usually that subscription costs around £70 to £75 each and every single month. Well, with my voucher code, you'll basically get 2 months completely free of charge. And this applies not just for people that are thinking about signing up to Helium 10, but those who already have Helium 10. You will simply get a code and you will be able to redeem those 2 months free of charge straight away. And the way to enter this giveaway is simply by commenting down on this particular video a number between 0 to 1000, making sure you have subscribed to the channel, because otherwise your entry won't count. And then Monday next week I will basically tell you who the winner is. We'll do it live on the video, and then I will then get in touch with that particular person, give them the code, and they can enjoy product research completely free of charge, probably until the end of January. So with that being said, guys, if you are interested in selling on Amazon and you're serious about selling on Amazon, and you don't, you've got a little bit of an extra budget and you don't want to make the mistakes that new sellers tend to make, then please don't forget to check the links down below for my own personal mentorship, where I will help you, guide you every step of the way if you're serious on selling on Amazon. Otherwise, guys, if you're running on a relatively lower budget but you still want to use some of the business tools that I use, then please don't forget to check the links down below for awesome, by far the most reliable e-commerce accountants out there. Helium 10, the best product research tool out there in the market, and with my link you'll get 50% off. Or Pioneer, Amazon's own approved business bank account to start off your FBA journey. And with that being said, guys, let's get straight to the video. Right, guys, so first things first, let's get the obvious one out of the way, and that is effectively getting a job. That is probably most likely the easiest way of starting to make money if you're literally at ground zero. And a lot of you may be thinking, well, that's exactly what I'm trying to avoid. I want to sell on Amazon so I can actually leave my 9 to 5, or not actually get my 9 to 5 job. I can actually work on my own, have my own freedom, and so on. And that is fine. However, guys, if you're starting from scratch, one of the easiest ways is by getting a part-time or a full-time job. Now, I'm not telling you to stay at that particular job for the next few years, work your way up with the corporate ladder and so on and so forth. You don't even have to work so hard, just like I did, because I had a different goal in mind. I just used the job to make as much money as possible, to save as much money as possible, so then I can reinvest that money into my Amazon FBA business. That is exactly the same way you should approach it if you are going to go for a part-time or a full-time job. And for those of you that don't know, now after the COVID-19 pandemic, effectively, the estimates of how many UK employees on payroll returning to pre-pandemic levels. So there are so many jobs out there at the moment. Yes, most of them are relatively lower paid jobs, but the opportunities of getting a job are relatively easy and relatively straightforward. As long as you are willing to put in some of the work, as long as you're willing to work hard, there will definitely be a job for you. And nobody's telling you to work there for a year or two. You literally want to make as much money, save as much money, and then leave as quickly as possible once you're ready to do so. So with that obvious one out the way, the next one is selling some stuff. Okay, what I mean by that, we'll go on to websites such as Gumtree, such as Facebook Marketplace, eBay, whatever, and have a look at your wardrobe. Have a look at all of the electronic stuff that you may have in your house that you haven't used for quite some time. I don't know about you, but I personally probably have 70% of my clothes in my wardrobe that I haven't worn in months. Okay, all of those could be very easily sold on Facebook Marketplace or Gumtree. Now, of course, they won't be as new, they won't be selling for hundreds of pounds, but every bit of money that you can make right now helps. You would be surprised how quickly these clothes go, because a lot of people are looking for new clothes and they can't afford those expensive prices in high street retail shops, so they'll be more than willing to pick up the clothes, actually come to your house and pick them off you. You know, an extra 10, 20, 30, 40 quid for each and every single item that you sell is not a bad way to start. Next up, Fiverr.com. Now, for those of you that don't know, Fiverr.com is like a freelancing website for all types of jobs, okay? And every single one of you, in my personal opinion, will have some sort of a skill, a ability, a talent that other people will be willing to pay money for, okay? If you're a graphic designer or you're a photographer, you can definitely find some work on Fiverr.com. If you potentially, I don't know, you can type up stuff, you can do WordPress, you could potentially translate from a different language. Again, you can you can get work on Fiverr.com as well. Anything that you can potentially do to help somebody else, definitely lift yourself up on Fiverr, because you'll be surprised at how many inquiries you'll get. Just out of interest, last year I set myself up on Fiverr to basically help people with their accounts issues, potentially listing blockage or potentially account suspensions, and literally within 24 hours I probably had about 8 inquiries of people asking me for help with their listings, with their accounts, and so on. So you'd be surprised, and it doesn't cost you anything to set yourself up. It doesn't cost you anything to advertise your work. Basically, Fiverr.com will just take a commission of each and every single job that you get, but you should be surprised at how much traffic and how much different people want various services from Fiverr.com. And if you do have a niche talent, then you'll definitely be able to make quite a good amount of money on Fiverr. Next up, paid research. Okay, so this is an interesting one, and this is what I used to do sometimes on the side when I started, and this is basically where you will take the time out of your day to appear effectively in a paid research. That can be anything in relation to beauty items. It can be literally about anything. Food, they will ask you many questions. You will basically sit around in a group, answer a few questionnaires, maybe have an interview or so, and then at the end of the hour or 2 hours you will get paid. Now, the payments usually can go anything from 50 to 150 pounds, depending on how long you take, depending on how long it takes you to get there, and so on, and also depend on who's doing the product research. But this is also a very good way of making a little bit of extra income. Now, my only issue with this particular way of making an income is the fact that the product research usually takes place in the middle of the day on like a weekday. So if you have a 9 to 5 already, it may be difficult for you to do these sorts of product researches. However, if you don't, if you happen to work on the weekends sometimes, then you may be able to fit a few in, and it's definitely, I'm telling you, it's going to be the easiest 50 to 150 pounds you will ever make. And once you have done one, you will most likely start looking for more in your area, and they do pop up every once in a while. And trust me, you should try and do it, in my personal opinion, if you do have the time. And last but not least, guys, and this is a little bit more of a real life example because my brother is doing it at the moment. Now, I understand the video title is saying no cash, no problem, i.e. you can start from scratch. This last one, you may actually need a few £100 to start, but I just want to give you an idea of what you can potentially do. So my brother at the moment is effectively reselling consoles, okay? Because of the massive chip shortage that is going on across the world, there are certain items that are really difficult to get a hold of. Various graphics cards, various consoles such as PlayStation 5 digitals, PlayStation 5 discs, and so on. Given the fact that we are approaching up Christmas, the supply is very low and the demand is growing. And therefore, if you can get your hands on some consoles or various other items that are difficult to get your hands on, then you can very easily flip them for a profit. So for example, right now my brother is actually buying consoles in Smith stores, in Game, in Argos. He's actually waiting outside of the shops, buying them for 350, 400 pounds, and then reselling them on eBay at 600 plus. And just to give you a real life example, just have a look. I've done Facebook Marketplace research and I've put in PlayStation PlayStation consoles selling for around £500 and £525, brand new effectively. And then you can literally just go onto eBay and just have a look at what PlayStation 5s have been selling over the last few days effectively. Just see, have a look. One has been sold for 600 with 9 bids, another one for 614, 637, 696, 629, 636. As you can see, there is money to be made. You literally just have to look at a way to find these sorts of sought after items as cheaply as possible, because they will be able to flip very, very quickly. And just to give you an idea, my little brother's literally made about £1,500 in profit over the last month or so, just literally flipping these consoles. That being said though, you do require a little bit of cash in the very beginning, given that you have to buy the actual console in the initial stages. The good thing about this business model is that if for whatever reason the console doesn't sell, and I don't know how that could potentially not happen, you can always return it back to the shop within 28 days and get your full money back. So effectively, there is no risk and a decent potential reward. And with that being said, guys, that's pretty much it for today's video. I really hope you found these ideas useful. I really hope you will take this on board, potentially maybe sign yourself up on Fiverr, maybe have a look at some product research gatherings to get to where you can get paid, or potentially start buying and reselling items on Facebook Marketplace and eBay. Like I said, there are plenty of opportunities out there, even for people that have just started without any cash whatsoever. But then once you eventually do have that capital saved up, you could potentially graduate to Amazon private label, which is much more rewarding and much more long-term in general. With that being said, guys, I really hope you found it useful. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below for your number on Helium 10 giveaway, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.